Are you too readily available? Are you constantly on tap for your clients and even for your potential clients? I do think that there is an expectation these days that in this instant gratification generation that we have to be on call 24/7 and, constantly responding to messages, that everybody gets to have our mobile number and that we are always there at the end of a phone. But there are some real challenges around that for me. Not least the fact that actually it's a real recipe for burnout. If you are switched on constantly in your business, then it just means that you never get the opportunity to properly recharge your batteries and properly switch off. And it's just a basic human need that all of us absolutely need that. And if you never get that chance to properly switch off, then somewhere down the line, this is going to come and bite back and you're going to find yourself feeling incredibly burnt out. But the other big challenge with this is when you are constantly available to your clients, it actually makes it very difficult to grow your business because the business absolutely revolves entirely around you. You're the person who is kind of controlling everything and knows everything, and everything for your customers revolves around you. So it makes it much harder to grow your team and start to spread that workload and get more support to help you with your customers. So being too readily available can actually be quite bad for business. So the flip side of this, of course, is that the key thing is to remember that when it comes to the boundaries in your business, you are the person in control of that. And it's simple things like if you're taking some time off, even if you're not going away, using things like your out of office message on your mobile and on your emails. And all too often I'm seeing so much of it at the moment. People are saying, well, we're not going away, we're only around at home, so I'll just keep an eye on things. And what it means is that they just don't get the chance to switch off. So they're not using those out of office messages. And the crazy thing is that good customers will perfectly appreciate the fact that we all need some time off and we all need a break. And a good customer would be more than happy to be told that you are going on holiday and that, you may need to check in sporadically, but on the whole, you will not be available. And the thing is, if your customers aren't happy about that, then I think you need to actually have a look at who are your customers and who are you working with, because you don't have to be at their beck and call. A good customer will be happy to cut you some slack and actually let you have a bit of time off. So you can do things like using your out of office on your mobile and using that on your emails as well. But you can also educate your customers about what sort of times you are or aren't available. So things like if somebody messages you, we're very accessible these days through Facebook Messenger, through WhatsApp, through email, through all sorts of other things. So it's just thinking about, well, what do you deem your working hours to be? And where's the cutoff at which point you will deal with messages or emails the following day? If you let your customers know that up front, then they understand exactly what's acceptable and what's not. And they know that if they send you a message, then they're going to be waiting till the next morning for a reply. And very often what you also find is that if you think about yourself, is you might send somebody a message in an evening because something's just popped into your head and you haven't got time to do it during the day. But it doesn't mean that because you've sent the message, you're assuming you'll get an immediate reply. You'd be happy 99 times out of 100 to wait until the next day, and so would your clients. So think about your standard working hours or what you'd like those to be. Let your customers know, because then they understand when you're available and when they'll be needing to wait for a reply. And wait until the next morning is really not that big a deal. Unless you are a super instant business, unless somebody wants to buy something from you there and then, if you're an online retailer, then okay, maybe that's a little bit different. But if you're a service-based business, the next day is totally fine. And the other key thing to think about is if you do have really needy clients, people that expect you to be available 24/7, then look at your options with that. So you have options to either re-educate those clients and let them know when you're going to be available, when you're not. If they're super needy, put their prices up. Very often you'll find that will persuade them to go somewhere else. Or just ask them to go somewhere else. Just tell them this is no longer the right fit, or you're working with different clients, or you're absolutely filled to the rafters. But you don't have to continue to work with clients that are just much too needy and expect you to be at their beck and call. So the key thing here is, remember, you're the person in control of your boundaries. You get to choose where they are and when they are, and you can take responsibility for actually letting your customers know about all of that. It's all within your hands. You don't have to be at their beck and call. You do have a right to some time off. You do have a right to some balance and to life, and the opportunity to recharge your batteries properly so that you're actually fresher and much more focused the times that you are in the business. So hopefully that's given you a few thoughts today if you've got some customers that are a little too needy, or if your own intended boundaries have perhaps slipped a little bit recently. I would love to hear back from you about how well you do with your own boundaries, and if there are any specific things that you have done that have really helped you to maintain those boundaries. And of course, please feel free to like, subscribe and share this video with anybody else you think could benefit. Thank you.